My name's Vernon. I live in Brisbane. I'm from North Queensland, and I've been a full-time practicing artist for, I don't know, about 15 years, I guess. I think of myself as a conceptual artist, in that I think my job is to make my ideas real, but I think the core of my practice is drawing. And if you pin me down, I will describe myself as a drawer. I would say my first experience of art that I can recall is just being in my grandmother's house and sitting on the floor drawing on pieces of paper when I was about 3 or 4. And it correlates with stories from my mother and my grandmother that say that I was easy to look after when I was a little fella, because they would just give me things to draw with. And so I have to say that's my first recollection anyway. Well, I think when people encounter my work, because it's designed to have, it's designed to kind of come at you from different angles, I think. But certainly, I like the idea that I produce fairly beautiful work, and it's always well designed and finished. And it's because over the years I've found that if you can produce something, if you can present something that is beautiful, people will very readily forgive the content if it's too much or too heavy or too dark or too deep or contrary to what their own personal beliefs are. I think ultimately it's about kind of stimulating a process and like a bit of an idea of themselves that they hadn't thought about, hopefully. I think growth for me would be running headlong into places I've never been in terms of my practice. And so I'm at a stage in my career where I get to kind of just jump in feet first in things. So if someone presents me with something I haven't done before or something just very different, I think you can be reasonably assured I'll stick my hand up and say, let's try that. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but it won't be because I didn't jump in feet first. And I think, yeah, I mean, and not everything works either. And ultimately, I think, that's surely a sign of growth. Ideally, artists learn from failure in every way, absolutely every way. The first lesson to learn from failure is not to be afraid of it. I won't say that I love it. In fact, I hate it. It's a huge inconvenience, but you have to get used to it, and you breathe it in because it makes you stronger, and that is all there is to it. You have to fail all the time. And not you have to, you should be. If you're really trying, you should be failing all the time. You have to produce a lot of work, and most of that should be absolute rubbish. It's not any good at all because you're trying things and you're figuring out what doesn't work. And you run things through your head, and then you test these ideas, and when they don't work, you just go, well, now we know that doesn't work. The worst thing you can do is think that you're making stuff that is worthy every time you go out, and that should never be happening. You should never be thinking that. So failure is the most important thing. And absolute failures and big stuff-ups and catastrophic things where you, as long as you're not burning things down and, you know, lopping off limbs, everything short of that is good for your practice, believe me.